Hey there, I'm Yankel, head chef at ButcherBox, and I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect dinner using your Thermador Pro Range steam oven. But first, a little bit about steam. Cooking with steam has a lot of benefits. One of them is the food you cook is actually healthier because it retains more nutrients. Steam also helps your food brown more quickly and more evenly without risk of burning. A great benefit. And then of course, everything cooks a little bit faster than normal, so adjust your recipes accordingly. 3 tips when cooking with your Thermador steam oven. Number 1, don't cover your food. Let the air circulate really nicely. And number 2, use the included pans. They are perforated and have low lips so that everything cooks evenly. And finally, give the oven some time to preheat. It really moves things along. All right, let's head over to the oven and take a look at the features. This oven comes packed with all sorts of useful functions, including an easy cook mode, which has preset recipes programmed into it. Today we're going to be using 2 modes, the slow cook mode, which is a high moisture, low temperature environment, and then we're going to change it to a true convection mode, which is a very high temperature, low moisture environment. Before we get started, the first thing we have to do is fill our reservoir with water for steam. Now, this reservoir stays cool during cooking, so if you do run out of water or you've forgotten to fill it, it will remind you to do so. Let's head over to the sink and fill it up. Reservoir is full. We're gonna plug it in. Now we're gonna preheat the oven. So we're going with slow cook. And for this recipe, we're doing what's called a reverse sear, which means we heat the meat up slowly before cooking it at a high temperature. So we're gonna go with 225. And then I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes. We are preheating. Time to talk about our meat. For dinner, we're gonna make a reverse roasted sirloin cap. We're gonna do it with some beautiful roasted vegetables, a silky parsnip puree, and some really fragrant herb oil. Now I've chosen the sirloin cap because it's an incredible piece of meat. It gets really, really tender when it's cooked properly, and it has massive flavor and this beautiful little fat cap. So when we reverse sear it using the slow cook method, it's gonna get so tender, stay really moist, and be absolutely delicious. We're gonna do a little bit of a rub on it, and then we're gonna get it going. Now we're gonna transfer the roast to one of these small perforated pans. It's gonna go into the oven on the slow cook mode, and then we're gonna prep our vegetables and put them underneath the roast, so anything that drips falls right into the vegetables. Our first cook cycle is finished, so we're going to change the setting on the oven right after we brush the veggies and the steak with a little bit more oil. I'm using some of the oil that I had for a marinade, and I'm just gonna brush that on. First, the veggies. And you can see they have gotten a little bit of the fat from the meat dripping down. We're just gonna give those a quick brush. This is gonna help them brown up much faster on the convection mode. Also give them a little bit more flavor. Some of that nice browning. That's what we're looking for. All right. And for our beef, a little bit of a brush. All right, right back in. Now we're gonna crank the oven on true convec. Nice high heat. We're gonna go with 425. It's gonna take about 15 minutes. After our second cook cycle at true convection, high heat, we have some beautiful browning that's happened. Our vegetables are roasted nicely. The last piece of this delicious dinner is slicing the meat. Now when it comes to sirloin, and actually most cuts of meat in general, there is a very distinct grain. The more distinct the grain, the more you want to slice against it. Specifically with sirloin, if you slice against the grain, you're gonna get maximum tenderness. So you can see running across the roast, a very distinct grain. We're gonna make sure that we cut perpendicular to that when we slice it. Well, there you have it. When you combine the reverse sear method with all the functions on your Thermador Pro Range steam oven, you get perfect results with every cut of beef, every time. I'm Yankel, happy cooking.